I mean, I haven't heard the word Gucci in a bit of a while, I'll be honest. That's roughly sort of about
that works,
how
I would say.
Like all these terms apply.
Yeah.
In short. So yeah, if we can get a 50,000 by the end of the day, I think I'd be well happy with.
I mean, we're
how
at 40,676, so just a few hundreds we're missing. It's all possible. But going back into it, the knife run has started. The guys are starting to knife themselves. Actually, weird battle how Frozen has to play there in the tunnel. Dies in the end, and aTTaX are allowed to start on the site where they feel themselves most comfortable in. And that will probably be the CT side, as Cyrus says they're going to ready up. And from that point now, it matters to take eXtatus, well, a lot of power, energy, and momentum from start on, because you don't want to have that team sorted around Frozen, who is definitely one hell of a talent you need to look out for, starting to gain that certain speed, where they're always the perfect aggressor to take down your CT defense, and they're able to do so badly.
It looks like the start for this one will be aTTaX on CT, which is a style that they want to have on Inferno, especially considering they need that confidence boost for a strong defensive start, because their results on this map have been pretty poor over the past few months. Admittedly, they've had some nice upsets. You know, they've taken out Kingwin, for example, who are, you know, relatively decent. Admittedly, this is the Kingwin that also had Muteris and Fox in it, so not quite the same sort of level of... Do you think it does count? I mean, personally, I think it does count, because during their time, Fox and Muteris weren't actually doing that horribly. They were doing a pretty decent job.
Yeah, I mean, they were doing okay, but it was still a little different. I think we can agree on that. It was a little different.
Okay, fair enough, but yeah, no, other than that, you know, there hasn't really been a whole lot of nice results for them to speak of. Usually they're faced up against some... Kingwin aside, they've not had any notable victories above notable teams. Like, they've beaten North Academy, which is okay, sure. They've beaten Reason, well, the old Reason Gaming, which is okay. You know, like
many okays, yeah.
Many okays, but not many amazing wows. Yeah, they're definitely going to be able to.
I didn't expect that win.
Map. Yeah, pretty much. There's nothing really pointing them to a very good victory. So a CT start kind of needs to go well for them. The pistol round is ready to go live. So let's see whether they can make some mustard of this one. 4 Kevlars coming out, 1 defuse kit on Hunden. And the utility for eXtatus is sitting to the favor of Monty on double flash and smoke.
Yeah, you don't want to start sinister. You want to start as bright as the sun can be. But first of all... maybe it will be all the very dark tunnel you don't want to watch into. aTTaX taking the setup, mainly focused towards the side of A. Keto is the only man holding himself back close to the flower ports in the direction of CT. And aTTaX, they are not facing any opponent yet. Hunden playing together with one of his teammates, trying to find the players off guard that worked perfectly. Though it was a trade, equalized situation, and that could be right now the timing to switch over sides, which seems to be happening here with Monty, who rotates over. They got 2 players towards Banana, and this means Keto needs to rely on the reinforcement of ECFN, who sneaks up onto CT and takes his time and waits it out and waits it out. But he might hit it perfectly, as right now eXtatus are coming, and they're trying to get that side, at least for the moment.
Perfect defensive line on. aTTaX rotating at the right time. And 2 players now to deal with the 3 that push into B. Keto, first contact spot to Questone, tags him up, but Questone, after not getting that entry frag, will call the rotation back from eXtatus. It's all down to Hunden. He's got himself 2 frags so far. Can he get 2 more? He's got the ninja set up as well, so if the bomb goes down, he could very easily shut this whole thing down. He'll wait, he'll let them cross, he'll let them get the bomb down, and wait for his teammates to rotate, but Questone just shuts him out of the action very quickly. Yes, Sten will take 1 more headshot, knows that Questone's here in the apartments, and probably can take a decent guess at where Monty is, but he's got 10 HP, he can't do this alone, he's got to get support from Keto, and he will fall very quickly. It's all Keto now, out towards the apartment, does take down 1 headshot. Can he get the second? 5 HP against Monty, 44 on him, gets up close and personal, but no, it's a T-side round to kick things off for eXtatus.
And I think it's extremely frustrating what happened there to Hunden, because you're just waiting in that certain corner. You're just trying to get the, like in a post-plant situation, and then you're getting taken out. You could have hit the planter, you could have hit any of those guys, and then this happens. It's just hella unfortunate, and when you're caught up, and it's just like a... what I would have rather actually killed someone than instead of doing that, but it happens. And as it happens, we're seeing right now Hunden as well as Cyrus are not going for any armor in that situation, as they're trying to make the mini AKs work. And I hear, you know, day by day, I think more and more people die of ZZs than other disease, because this gun is kind of a disease, weird word anyway, as this is such a tiny, accurate kind of pistol. Stefan uses it exactly that way. As mentioned, they're doing it, and the first frag is in favor of aTTaX.
Yeah, I've not held my quarrels about how much I hate this pistol.
You never said that, thankfully. You never heard the words from you, oh man, I dislike that ZZ.
Well, if it wasn't obvious enough, I do not enjoy the CZ use. Already Stefan's turned the tables to the favor of alternate attacks. Will Hunden follow up is the question. He has gotten aggressive back towards the apartments. And a great rotation as well with all the information that's been gathered. Smoke's going to go down. It looks like eXtatus are going to hit the B-bomb site. Kino once again holding in the back lines. A Deagle, perfect for this kind of arrangement. He's got to land these heads as Zedko is the first man in. Good flash to keep him back here behind the archway. Zedko takes down Searson. Devil takes down Quito. So fortunately the pistols will not be allowed to rue the day. As they storm the beast, they get the bomb down. 2 versus 4. For Hunden and Stefan. Well, it's damn near an impossible task.
Yeah, it was lovely to know how Stefan get himself that entry frag, but in the end he can't make it work. Gets himself. Doesn't he die from the blast radius there?
I think he does with 26 HP.
I mean, you have a ZZ in a piece of armor. I'm not quite sure. He probably couldn't even run away either way, so he's trying to deal the damage he can do in that situation. As players are now, though, coming in left, right, and center. That should be the end of the life of a Stefan, who gets a few MP7 shots in his back. 2-0. And you know, I personally think that you would be really, really suitable to write like an entire novel series in the length of Harry Potter about the ZZ. You know, like I don't know. I've never watched Harry Potter too much, but I think that could work out. You could really ask J.K. Rowling if she's interested in it.
I'd love to see a parody. It's just like, do you know how I got these scar? It's like a headshot from the CZ.
That's an interesting point. Yeah, I took a headshot from the ZZ. And that's how he went totally ham and wants to kill everyone with a ZZ in his hands. That's kind of true. But we're finally getting ourselves into the round, and Questone got just denied by an invisible wall. Thank you, Counter-Strike. It's going to be 3-0 for eXtatus, and now the op is onto Florian Risha. And, you know, I was at Copenhagen Games, and well, the team manager of eXtatus, the team manager of aTTaX complained, and he actually is right, that everyone says the name of Cyrus wrong, but you can't say it as an Englishman, as a native Englishman, right? As it's way too complicated, right now. It's also kind of complicated to find any of those frags early on, and Zetko is burning away ECFN. That is the B-side defense literally melting away. Only Hunden alive.
One man to back him up. It's himself. AWP missing the first shot, and from here they should have full access to the B-bomb site. Smoke's going down. Frozen even takes him out of the action, and eXtatus are on for the perfect round right here. Stefan very far away, and surely he shouldn't be able to make this retake work. 1 versus 5. Just going to have to save it on attacks. Struggling to get started right here. We'll get Monty at least, so that's 1 frag, but in the grand scheme of things, it's pretty insignificant here for alternate attacks. They will converge on him, so might be able to get a couple more 1 versus 1s, do some damage to the T-side economy. No, never mind. Frozen's just going to get himself a double. Zedko with the triple.
That was hella fast.
It was very fast indeed. Just as you were saying, you know, the whole B-side defensive melted away at the top of Banana.
That was a really good. That was a great play to play with words. But you know, getting to it though, ZZ's back in the hands of the side of aTTaX. I think the only round where they gained man advantage was in that one where Stefan found a frag towards apartments with that tiny $500 pistol. Is now Stefan and his team might try to get themselves another one in their hands. It will be a little bit of a tough task though, as we're right now seeing that this is getting more and more difficult for aTTaX to, well, get a little bit of control and connect to it. You know, when you're consistently losing rounds and rounds, you start to lose connection to the actual game. Inferno is not their pick, so it's kind of fine, right? Because next up comes Cobblestone, but statistically speaking, Cobblestone is better for aTTaX, but I don't see eXtatus losing on it still. But first of all, ZZs need to do the job at that point in time.
And we'll get to Cobblestone when we cross that bridge. For now, though, on aTTaX. None more CZ Eco. See what they can do. We've got 4 of them in play this time, so maybe there might be a bit more of a chance, and they are going to aggress as a result, actually. Hunden tried to take a peek out towards mid, but I don't think he found a whole lot in that smoke. Not on aTTaX will just about stay alive. The fact they've actually got a bit of a stack going on towards the B-bomb site. 2 CZs are there, so I could imagine a couple of kills going through if eXtatus rush this one down. They've got a triple man crossfire set up in hole. And ready and raring to push out. Here they go, quickly in. Sven trying to find the first angle. He spots them, he lines them up. That's 2 kills. Keto gets the 3rd. And Questone and Monty suddenly are on the back foot as on aTTaX try and take control. They've got bomb control as well.
The thing is, Hunden takes a lot of time with it. Monty, as well as his teammate, now need to retrieve the shattered glass back on the ground of the B site. 50 more seconds to get that thing down, and that might be the first round working if Questone doesn't go ham. Can't find the one on Keto. There's one coming in with the knife. He can't connect on that one as well, but it's Stefan finishing it off. If that flick would have happened from Questone, I couldn't believe what I would have seen, but in the end, the ZZs, dear Jamie, it is. The ZZs are clearing it up and securing number 1 for aTTaX and eXtatus. Well, their economy is still looking fine, but not for too long.
They couldn't save more AKs, but almost was a nice comeback from the lone man that remained for eXtatus in that round. This is exactly what alternate attacks needed to get started in this map. So, going into the default for eXtatus, alternate attacks. Have the rifle buys up once again, trying to defend it. Got more of a stack towards the A side, and 3 players in a standard 3-2 split. We've got Keto and Sven holding down the B-bomb site. Been relatively good so far. Keto in particular getting those entries in the backer site. Has been, of course, the stack with him, with him and Sven, and actually Searson, and was able to defend it on that CZ Eco. So,
what's very interesting, what you see right here, I think aTTaX earlier on, as the way they played with the pistol towards Boiler, a double. eXtatus is not taking control. They're not having an individual early on going towards apartments, because aTTaX right now left open apartments for like 20-30 seconds. Everyone could have pushed for balcony, basically. No one would have covered it, but they kind of probably had the idea that eXtatus is scared of moving there alone when they could double position it. Now, though, it's the attack on the side of A, as Hunden as well as Stefan need to try to find themselves those frags. In library, Cyrison is caught up and can't do anything. As the smoke is holding him up, there comes one shot, he's hitting another one! But then, the 15-year-old talent strikes. And that is the worst of situations you want to be in, because this is basically screaming for an economic reset on the side of aTTaX. Keto, excuse me, it's ECFN, should be hunted down. Nobody's doing it. He can get himself that AWP. But take a look at those wallets from the side of aTTaX.
This is a reset round, of course. Not much money to be playing with. This AWP needs to stay in play from Sven. Does take Monty out as well, so it will be an expensive round for eXtatus as well. Regardless, some nutty stuff happening during that round, particularly the player from Searson getting 2 leg tags and then just, was it Devil or Frozen? One of those two just shut him down.
I think
with a
Devil and Frozen. If it was Frozen, it was Frozen, yeah.
Either way, like...
it was crazy. It was one of those weird rounds.
It was a really crazy round.
If you thought it couldn't get better, then there you go. Welcome at it. And with that being said, round number 5 in favor of eXtatus. The very interesting play from the side of aTTaX we're seeing towards the apartments, especially towards A, is something fascinating when you take a look a little bit at the details they're playing, but it worked out for the moment, and the more defensive style in those buy rounds seems to be an alright way from eXtatus at this point in time. They might need to see how they will do it in the future if aTTaX adapts to it, as now a 4-man play towards the side of A has been established. The question is, will eXtatus run into that? Will they take their time? And will it be one of those portentous plays? As it is still finally Cyrison finding an entry, decimating the opponent in the start.
A nice start with the AWP. Needed that pick towards the B-bomb side to quell any of eXtatus' presence there. They've only got 1 man now, that's Zeko. We'll actually back off, get the bomb on his back, and actually join the rest of eXtatus on the A here. Initially, that's what it initially looks like, and that could be a major mistake, because on aTTaX, as you said, have the 4-man stack, but the T-side do have other ideas. Quezstone looking in towards that banana position, trying to catch off that AWP if he can. That'll be a nice pickup for them, knowing that the long-range game can no longer be played. They've got one of the big power players out for alternate attacks. This is a force bite. 2 pistols in play. This whole thing could crumble apart for any of these teams.
Oh, that grenade, though. Doing a little bit of damage, but the players are ready to jump out. And that just now means you need to get yourself started. Hun in there in a ZZ with close range duel, as well as Stefan holding himself towards balcony. Might find the players as the last 30 seconds have arrived. It could all fall apart for either team, but the patience on side of eXtatus is just fascinating. Quezstone whiffing a very important shot, though, making it all more important and all more difficult, but they are able to get that bomb down. 10 more seconds, it doesn't matter. Zetko puts a C4 on the ground, and that retake will become extremely difficult, as Saracen has that AWP. He can only take those long-range duels, pretty much. A tiny gap in the smoke. Zetko not caught out. It needs to be aTTaX that need to go fast into this.
2-on-2, AK picked up by Esfen. Doesn't need the charge in. Searson has a general idea of where Zeko is playing from. The corner where Devil is. Zeko will make it work, taking down the AK. It's all on the AWP, and Searson knows where he stands. He's got to run away with this. Once again, the AWP needs to stay in play for alternate attacks. So this will be a 6th round on the board for eXtatus, as they take a map that we were expecting them to be dominating on. Still not over yet. There's still many more rounds to go, but so far the outlook has not been to the CT side. The Germans have struggled quite significantly here, and they're going to struggle in the next round as well. At the best, 250 on the money line. Everybody else around that 2K mark, and
that's just sinister.
What can you say other than that?
Right now, it's not looking brilliant, but as we have a little bit of time, as it is an eco round, can you try to say for me, Zurzon? Yeah, that's the actual way how Sarasan's name is being pronounced in German, but yeah, it's complicated. I also call him Sarasan. Don't worry, you get used to it. You get very, very used to it. But
he's the first man down, and actually, Kill's coming back. Fan trying to survive the crossfire and the smoke. Quezstone will take him down eventually. So do maintain order towards the B-bomb site. 4-on-2, maybe Hunting could do something with the AWP, could do something magical to defend it, and yeah, flash on across the gap, completely cover them off. Stefan gets cornered, it's all on Hunting. Last map remaining, and there it is. eXtatus clean sweep them out, 7-1. And now alternate attacks have enough for a bye.
Yeah, it's kind of unfortunate what you're seeing right there for the side of alternate attacks. You could actually ask for more on Inferno, what we're having right now. And, well, the thing is, statistically speaking, aTTaX is a bit of a better T-site by something around, yeah, 10%, 12, 13%. So it's okay, it's forgiving, but in the end, it doesn't feel like this is going to be a map you can give away so easily. And especially with that 1-0 lead, eXtatus might just expand it to an easy 2-0. Zetko burning away an ECFN. And so it's gotta be, yeah, 5-4. Go ahead, mister.
First frag to the favor of eXtatus. We've still got that mid control, but Keo's also pushed up. Aggressive from the lower position, unfortunately, can't get a backstab in time. eXtatus moving quickly into the A bomb site, challenging up against Searson, taking down one, traded back by Devil. But now Keo's in the back lines and he's trying to set up a backstab. Taking a fight that unfortunately he's not going to win. Low HP, Monty finishes the job. Stefan will trade right back, and he actually gets another 2 more. My god, what's happening in this round here, Zesht?
This was pretty much an aimbot's map, as he was expecting everyone to come and hit every single shot in perfection. Devil on his own, as one of the 2 Czech players he is, might need to find a magic way to get himself both of the players. Hunden should be the easier target of them too, but he's taking his time. Hunden might rotate back, as he does right now. Stefan makes a lot of noise. Not quite sure if Devil's actually aware of it and hearing it, but now he could silently move in. The money of eXtatus is speaking and allowing them to try and give Devil the space to do so, and there he comes. He just needs 1 frag on a single man, but it could be a quad Stefan is getting. There's the information. He's jumping out with 3 points of health. He seems to be pretty lost. And as he is, Stefan picks 4 important frags and does 50% of his kills in a single round. aTTaX with the 7th, and denying this half for eXtatus at that point in time, at least for the moment, because it's hard to imagine that they'll give this away at any point in time.
Nice clutch. Kept it together. Stefan with the 4K. Yeah, so good from him. Although aTTaX is still struggling, the money line has not evened up for the CT side. UMP still in play from Keto and ECFN. All they can do with this one. Again, the aggressive push will come through from those two and try and get banana control early on. No AWP, of course, the player just yet fold no attack. Still got his rifles, should be doing good enough work, but they're going to get aggressive towards mid, and they're actually going to find a bit of damage for it. Also towards the apartments, Hunden will look. Searson gets 2 kills once again. Multi-fragging for days here on the CT side. 3 versus 5 immediately. And the T's will continue their push for the apartments, but they've got to try and make a way to burst into the bomb site. And once again, Stefan is ready and waiting for them. Great grenade, misses them unfortunately. Tries to cover them as they make their way in from truck side. Searson will still get the triple. Monty completely blind sprays him back, but still the man advantage sits there on attack. Hunden going to swing quickly out. But gets taken out all the same. 2 versus 2 retake for the SMG's alternate attacks.
You have such a major man advantage, and you're giving it away to your opponent. That just hurts. And now Monty on his own finds himself towards graveyards. Position not played so often in this game yet so far. Patience is key at that point of time. So Monty just stays and stays and stays and waits it out. But that grenade is German basketball perfection. Keto it is. And hits the nade exactly. Had the kind of sense to it. And throws it right. There you go. 3-7, and eXtatus still being kind of denied in that situation to gain a little more.
Oh, no, aTTaX desperately needed that round as well. They pretty much needed to, they needed that round to just, boost their economy into a decent state. Because even now, that they've won a couple rounds in a row, they're still up for a reset. eXtatus win this one, they could be walking away with a 10-3, maybe 12-3. We go all the way to the end of the half, so still in decent contention at the moment. Alternate attacks need to take some solid rounds. The SMGs are traded back by AK, so they have got some headshot potential, and the AWP going to take out Questone to kick things off. Some of this head armor is now going to become pretty decently negated. eXtatus are not careful. They still make their way into the A bomb site. They're going to go very quickly here, and Zeko and Monty will combine to take them down. Devil gets a 3rd. And alternate attacks, they get picked apart into the A bomb site. It's all Keto alone. Trying to peek up, trying to find a gap through this smoke, but he just gets shut down all the same. Devil with the 2K. Searson's got to run away. This is going to be an 8th round for eXtatus, and the same worst case scenario for alternate attacks will come into effect.
You just gotta love how goddamn good they executed those frags in a matter of 5 seconds. Just found free. And, I mean, with the precision of a surgeon ripping one head off of another and taking out the entire A side defense, it would be perfection to also get themselves now Sarson, but Monty gotta be hella fast. Oh. No, yes, maybe, to the right. Cyberson holds him, and he's lucky enough to dodge those 7.62 bullets as they're whiffing around his head. That's just beautiful to watch. You gotta really love it.
Very, very close. Taking out that AWP as well would have been just dire straits for alternate attacks. No money, no loss bonus.
You hate to see it.
Nothing to work with. Yeah, you do hate to see it, and you can kind of see sort of like the kind of groundwork that alternate attacks really had to work with. If they lost that AWP, then so much firepower would have been taken away from the CT side. It's all just down to this sniper on the B side defensive once again. Alternate attacks made this setup work, however, so they can keep it going for this one here. Again, the 4-man stack on the A side, that big green gun over at Banana. Actually, we'll take the first frag right there. Questone down. They're going to start peeking up. Hunden close with the UMP. Get traded back by Zeko. Zeko doubles down. Getting the triple. Although quick trades come back with a CZ of Keto. He does get traded back. Some damage done by alternate attacks once again, but unfortunately, it's just not enough to fend off the site here.
And that's the way you do it. Get yourself to 9th. And what I love so much about Sarson is the way Hunden brought him up and made him blossom like a flower in the spring. as he was playing okay during the time where they had a different in-game leader. But then when Hunden joined, they got themselves a more of a different approach because they teach them a lot. In the first few weeks, they said it was a little bit difficult and it was something different. But when Hunden once really got this entire team under his control, basically, they really started to grow and blow up. This is the thing you saw with TCN. By himself, he was already a good player, but there was a certain little details where you can always adjust a tiny bit, and this was perfectly done. Hunden, many people complain that like he's a bad fragger, and it's kind of true. He's not a good performer. I think we can really argue that, but otherwise, he's like a perfect talent scout, coach, smart brain, Stephen Hawking of Counter-Strike, kinda.
Yeah, I think probably the closest comparison to like the topper echelons of Counter-Strike is I think Hunden's like a budget Golden, to be honest. Like, admittedly, he's a lot more experienced than Golden is, but he's very, very good at making the best use of his players as possible. So he's not a great fragger, definitely.
Fnatic Golden, you mean?
The Fnatic Golden,
okay.
Yes, of course. So, you know, he's not going to post amazing numbers, but he definitely knows what to do with his players as an in-game leader, and in general, just trying to improve them to a point where they actually do some really good work. So, you know, again, I see how well he can fit in with alternate attacks. Unfortunately, this map isn't the best case for my example, but regardless,
I got you.
Alternate attacks don't have the best of setups for this next round here. Round 13, only the AWP staying in play, so Citizen will get one pick to kick things off, but lacking in major firepower, no armor as well, means that aim, punch, damage, all going to come up against them here for the CT side. They've got a stack towards B as well, and that's a bit of a bad shame because eXtatus heading quickly into the A setup.
And Stefan might be a big spicy oh yeah, as he might try to move over. Devil, he seems to understand the kind of idea. Stefan with one. Very well done. Can't rip off any other heads. Man advantage still in place for the side of aTTaX, as now 3 players are defending that certain bomb site. As Keto finds another. No. Too many kills are getting into it, and now Hunter needs to try to do his best. Frozen Questone 64 and 4. Cyrison has unfortunately no rifle to shoot them all down with a good spray of bullets. And doesn't find the first. His position known, he gets himself frozen, and now Questone plays against an opponent with an AK to secure themselves those double digits, as he might have some kind of idea where Cyrison is. He knows where he is right now and rips off his head. A nice try from Cyrison, gets himself a good play in the end, but it's not enough. Double digits achieved, and maybe even going to the 12th one.
So there was a possibility when that reset came through, and it looks like it might just be right here. One more rifle round for ultimate attacks in his half. eXtatus looking down the barrel of that 12-3. They really want it. It's a nice advantage to go into the CT side with, and a team like alternate attacks who don't have a very confident showing on Inferno, I think at that point it is mapped towards their favor. So eXtatus breezing their way through it. Alternate attacks got work to do, but once again they will try and make it work with B aggression that just gets shut down. Searson gets the first, Bakito and Espen traded right back for it. 3 versus 3, and aggression being taken once again. Hunden will rotate, get shut down. Searson with the AWP, pushing in from Church side. 2 versus 3 is the bomb pointed towards Coffins. The retake will be in effect for alternate attacks. All good. Nope, never mind. Being sneaky, feeling his hand at the worst possible time because he does get flicked on. Taken out. Stefan is the last man remaining.
And as it goes, in my head I already saw that frag movie clip right there from Cyrison, some average dubstep playing and everything going in wild, hyperactive colors. But unfortunately not. He got denied there in that situation. Secures eXtatus the number 11 on the board, and so it will be a very, very dominant half either way, with major success on map number 1, of course. And major success. Good then. I know so much about marketing, dear Jamie. Where else do you find yourself major success than in a video game like Counter-Strike?
I don't know, Zesh. Where do you find more success in a game like Counter-Strike?
Well, I have some kind of idea. How about Hellcase.com, where you can actively support the players by increasing the price pool and get cool skins? I sold my soul many years ago. I've lost all my friends, and look how I ended. A tier 67 caster at 8 during the week, casting some quite alright Counter-Strike. I love my life with a Brit in this bathroom. But getting back to it though, aggression coming in from eXtatus towards the A side. Hella quick. They're making a move there and finding themselves. Hunden, Zetko is there to hold up the rotation. And if he looks at it right, he might find Kino. As the bomb's getting taken away. And Kino's taking 3. Right?
My word.
It looked
evening
marvelous.
The scoreline, evening the score for alternate attacks. 3 versus 2 suddenly. Back in favor of the CT side. Surely not. Surely they shouldn't be able to win out a round like this. Not after a play like that. eXtatus will try and creep in the back lines. They're going to deal with ECFN. Last man back towards the B-bomb site. Ready and waiting. He's going to hear these footsteps as well. I think he might just call for backup as they start to move in. Flashbangs come through. Here we go. Questone pushing up. Spots in. ECFN takes him down. Looks for his second. There goes on HP. Rotations coming around the other side, but all that's needed is a USP and a dream, and there it is. 4-11 alternate attacks. Pull one out the hat. Thanks in part to Kito's ridiculous clutch. 3 kills very quickly to turn things around.
You gotta love it. You know, in the right final round, you get yourself at least another one. And there it will be 11-4 for eXtatus. Second half is already live. And let's say it like this, dear Jamie. It's, I think it is very simple at that point in time, right? You get yourself that round number 12, and you should be able to take this home, grab the case, and drive back where you feel safe. And that should be map number 1 going in favor for eXtatus in case they are actually able to advance a little further into this. For Cyberson and his team taking their time towards fake mids. No one aggressing. And then tries to establish a little bit of presence. Not too much happening so far.
Nice bit of utility they can use still for alternate attacks. Hunden has used his first smoke. We've got 3 flashbangs in total for the hit in towards the A-bomb side, so some angles they can clear out. eXtatus going pretty light on their armor of their own accord. They have got the CZ for Devil, which could be very, very deadly, but aim punch may be a punishment. We'll find out if that's the case. Of course, he is first contact for the push from Short Apartments. Questone seeing the utility. Monty's there to back him up. Here we go. The push in for the pistol round on an attack. Pretty decently need one. Devil will get the first. Headshots for Questone. Only gets 1. He's traded back by Hunden. Stefan chimes through onto Monty. 3 versus 2. The bomb will go down. eXtatus. Bit of a difficult retake with no armor on Zetko. And no defuse kit remaining for the CT side.
And that's a real issue right now occurring. I mean, they still got a good bunch of time. Need to find the heads left, right, and center, while Stefan is very cautious. His head needs to be ripped off. That's not happening for the moment. As there, Stefan finds it. Zetko on his own, has no armor, got himself a kit. He's jumping. And, okay. That was,
I think someone scrolled at the wrong possible moment there, Sesh.
Yeah, it felt pretty much like this is what those B-hoppers get. You know, for jumping around the map sideways. In the end, sideways it might go for aTTaX. As 5-11 it is, they secured themselves the first round, and from then on now can start to go ham, nuts, and grab themselves more and more and more to make round number 1 look successful for them, as it was not a disaster, not abysmal, but far away from a good average in the first half. They need to really edit and, well, more likely reset themselves to get that second half going, running, and a victory maybe in their hands.
Got the buy up to do it as well. Upgraded pistols, force out from eXtatus. Just try and deal with the extra firepower. Searson first, Monty doubles down, Devil gets 1 more. Okay, Searson does try and back to a 2 versus 2. The map 10 does farm up the frags. A 2-man advantage. Never mind that 1-man advantage coming from Zetko as he takes down 1 man. All up for the ace now. Bomb dropped. Searson's got to work his way back in towards the mid position. Line him up, spots Zetko. Just getting a damage a little bit. Kills. There it is, the 4th kill. Ace out potentially. He's got the bomb in his control. No. Zetko with the Galil. Picked up, recovered. AK recovered as well. eXtatus turned the whole thing back around.
The ZZs do the job.
Yes, they do.
You gotta love those tiny $500 pistols, don't you? Because they're everything you dream of, and basically anti-ecos or ecos and force buys, they don't exist anymore. With a $500 pistol from the Czech Republic, probably the reason why eXtatus can actually use it so well. Which brings us to a 12-5 scoreline with an alternate attack spending all their dollars on the equipment they can get, with the same sidearm now in the hands of Stefan, Hun, and Keto, as well as ECFN. Sarson, the only one with the AK, for a very good reason that he's performing quite nicely during this match so far. And Zetko might see the head of Sarson very soon. This is a two-man hold. Frozen has a flashbang only in his hand, so you got to be very, very fast about this. This is another smoke glaze. And there comes the flash. ECFN is fully flashed. Sarson as well. Now they're coming in. Zetko, it's the first. Gets tricky for aTTaX at that point in time.
One rifle to play with. Stefan's got to work with it pretty decently. He's got a bomb on his back as well. All to be careful for ultimate attacks there. They're just stacked up here. Eventually the damage is going to pour on through, and ECFN and Stefan do turn things to a 3 versus 3 as they finally break the B-side hold on Banana. Cross, the bomb should get planted, and the retake will be on for eXtatus. They got the defuse kit on Questone. Stefan's just going to try and back up into the back line. Spotted out towards Dark Devil, takes him down. Man advantage now gained for eXtatus, and a HP advantage as well. Keto can't do much from this new box position. He will still take Devil at the very least, but Molotov should force him out into the open where the HP should become his bane. Clock is ticking. They're still with the defuse kit in play. Questone going to peek up close. Will spot him. No, Keto gets a second headshot. And Monty goes falling to Hunden. What a hold from alternate attacks as they just about scrape together the 6th, equalizing, just about holding onto an advantage in the early part of the half.
And that was a very confusing play to me because, you know, when you see players actually boost it up, you know, Sarson is boosted, you need to know, okay, there are at least 2 players there. There's a lot of utility being thrown. You need to kind of understand, if you ask me, that there might be an aggression from those A-side players, CT A-side players, maybe to go a little further and try to find a little bit more information and then assist the other side. Didn't happen. And eXtatus, they invested all their dollars once more in pistols. We might have a deja vu right here.
Yeah, I'm trying to force the war of attrition on alternate attacks, and this is a war of attrition that eXtatus can win. Only need 4 rounds, and they'll get past the finish line before alternate attacks, so they cannot allow this force buy to work against them. Monty gets lots of damage on Sven. Sven does get the kill. Well, ECFN. I keep saying it wrong for some reason, but
it's fine.
Yeah, ECFN gets the first frag. 7 HP remains on him. His teammate in Stefan's down towards mid, trying to take out Devil. Well, spotted him. He gets the information at least against the eXtatus players. Doesn't get the kill, an all-important kill for alternate attacks as now they make the push in. They're still pretty tagged up, and Zedko's going to take advantage of that, takes the head off the first man. Hunden will trade him, and they go around the long way towards the A-bomb site.
And Devil has a perfect kind of idea right now. One body shot, another body shot, another headshot, but putting Sarson already kind of damaged, frozen on his own. And if he finds himself a decent rifle, he would be very happy. Can't do it. Keto is on his right. There it needs to be Frozen doing the job, and he's very, very skillful and the right kind of man to do exactly that. Nearly finds Keto. There it is, the newest edition of aTTaX, closing the case, securing another one on a terrorist site for Alternate, with now the guys from eXtatus necessarily going for the eco and waiting what's going to happen in the future.
One force buy, and did not go well for them this time. Well, aTTaX have the full range of weaponry to try and deal with this as well. 4 AKs consistent with the MAC-10. I imagine when we're going to go rushing through, play scout, and just take as many players as he can. Gets the money loss bonus, $600 per kill. That's the early damage on Monty. That's bad, but they do decide to push out this stack, and indeed they will. Stefan will be there to deal with them. 2 kills for him. PT50 picked up by Questone. But yeah, they're just going to get picked up on eXtatus. He gets his $600, $1,200, $1,800, and all 5 players stay alive for alternate attacks. As now they have mounted something to work with here in this T-side half. Only 1 round scored for eXtatus on CT, and alternate attacks are now within 4 of the lead that the Slovakian squad has. All to the rifle round now. Up in for Searson, up in for Devil. 4 AKs and 4 M4s, all to follow it up.
And so it's got to be the round where it matters for eXtatus to finally get back and get grip on what is actually theirs. This map is where they started off so strong with 11-4. And you don't want to give that just easily away to your opponent at that point in time when it should be just much more an extended scoreline than just this. But Cyrus finds Devil, the entry being made, the A site being vulnerable, but either way, aTTaX are focusing on to B. As now the flashbang comes in, there's the first one to find, Hunden taken out as well. And from a man advantage situation of aTTaX over to eXtatus, with a bomb in the hands of Questone, they're all just gathering around the little C4. They're gonna play a very brave soldier, observing and defending what's theirs now.
Now, aTTaX need to force the issue back here, and look at this. He's going to re-aggress. He gets the kill for it. keto goes down. Finally, ECFN trades them both out. Back to a 2 versus 2 we go. Looks for his third, but can't quite land it. Searson gets a quick flick back on Monty, but he's low on HP. Grabs the bomb and goes scurrying back towards the A side. A sneaky little rep for the alternate attack side. Unfortunately, he does get caught in the back, and the USP finishes off the job. eXtatus gets a 13th round. One more round towards the counter that just ticks over further and further to 16 here. Alternate aTTaX need to win an advantage. This is the great opportunity to do so. Low on money for the CT side. Means a reset could be incoming here.
And there is still such an economic buffer right now on the site of alternate attacks. They need to use that wisely, but at one point also that will be used, and with now the free players stacked, more likely positioned towards the side of B, Cyrus is keep on giving and giving. The frags, the entries he gets himself with that AWP. By the way, the entry rate right now, it's actually a female team leading those rates on HLTV this week. Funny story, but going back to it though. Round number 22, so far in favor of aTTaX, but we've seen it already last round. And Cyrus gets an entry, it doesn't have to mean a thing. Because right now it matters so much that this does not start to crumble for the black and red.
Only losing one man on the eXtatus side off on aTTaX. Now stacked in towards A. 3 players here to defend, one has pushed in aggressive, and Frozen going to try and see if he can set up a backstab against him as well. This could be very, very good from him, but the break-in comes through towards long. Searson, Hunden, 2 kills. Frozen will trade right back, dropping that bomb back towards the mid-entry. Now they've got to deal with him. This stalls for a lot of time. But the attacks might not be able to stall and keep back into it. Eventually they do take down Frozen, and Devil will fall to the hands of the AWP. So eXtatus will get reset, and alternate attacks will do what they set out to do. Still to be another Eco Force Quasi coming out from eXtatus. May still get the issue back away. Again, they can insinuate a war of attrition. If they do make that work, if they do manage to just get round per round against alternate attacks, then they will cross the finish line first. The CTs will be victorious in map number 1, but alternate attacks have started to put up a very decent fight. Actually, this whole thing could turn around in this next half if they play it well enough. They've just got to be careful these CZs and Deagles don't shut them down in this next round, else that will be very, very payment. Well, very, very payment. That doesn't make any English sense.
It's
Sorry,
fine.
That'd be very, very bad for the T side.
It makes me happy that native speakers even do sometimes a few mistakes here and there, but talking about it though. No, not even splitting up any sites as aTTaX holds massive banana control. They don't seem very busy or occupied throughout the last few rounds, except the one eXtatus there took. So you gotta really grant them that they're trying so hard on this. It's logical, I mean they're a pro team, right? But it still does feel like some teams give up at that 4-11 scoreline. They still focus on pushing through. Now Frozen as well as Set Go need to show us what they can do with the sidearms, as they're the only last defenders of that B side with reinforcements incoming.
Flash out, here we go. That's the press for a couple of seconds, and actually 4 players have managed to get themselves back into position. They take down a lot of HP on 1, 2 kills, come back on the trades for the double and the triple. Okay, that's how you open things up. Just about holding on to the round there. Alternate attacks have fallen so easily victim to the eXtatus forced by Keto on 5, sorry, Hunden's on 6. Actually, a retake that Questone could make work if he can find these 2 low HP players. A CZ as well, headshot onto Searson could prove to be surprisingly effective. Maybe you can also find a rifle, make it even more doubly so. Back towards main, no defuse kit in hand. He's still going to try and challenge this. He's not losing a whole lot by dropping this CZ. And he's got a good angle on Hunden, hearing him jump around as well. Ready, waiting, taps him up, takes him down, looks for Keto. Questone on for the triple. Can he clutch it out? We'll tap the bomb once. 7 bullets in hand. CZ, trying to challenge. He's got an AK to play with, but no, the AWP does shut him down. But that's a lot of damage done to alternate attacks. Another expensive round at the hands of eXtatus. 10-13 though, back within 3 rounds again. The alternate attacks T side are starting to catch up.
Yeah, and with them starting to catch up, it's those double digits now being achieved, and eXtatus getting a little bit more in a sweaty and unfortunate situation as they need to try to prevail. When you get yourself such a great first half on your board, you don't really want to give it away from that point in time. It's a need that they have a play by the book. You're going to know exactly how you want to do it from time to time. Right now, it's just one of those pistol buys, no armor, so either way you got time to think about it and talk about it. There's not much to win either way. Maybe find 1 or 2 kills here and there. That would be nice. aTTaX, they showed us a quite great show, and I think the HLTV statistics don't lie about it. Why the terrorist side of them is so much better. Statistically speaking, around 13%. And they really show us that this is the strong way of playing for the Germans, at least here on Inferno.
This T side has been looking much better for alternate attacks. At least for this match, anyway. As you say, HLTV statistics do prove the point here for the German squad. And they have now mounted a comeback against eXtatus that maybe eXtatus weren't expecting. They seem a little bit shook here in this eco round. I mean, Questone doesn't really know what to do back into his church. Devil's got a decent idea, and he will take Keto back, so 1 rifle to work with. Could have found himself a second if he was in a good position, but Questone will still look for another frag. We can do this once again. This will be good enough to do some serious damage. I'll make it work. Dink on the second man as well. Monty will look for the AK, try and cut them off as they make their way through towards the banana escape. No, eventually just walks back towards T-spawn, trying to save the AK, trying to get a little bit more firepower for eXtatus in the gun round, which is coming up next here. 3 rounds of lost bonus for the T side. Oh, sorry, the CT side, I should say. It's the T side who are on the 5-round advantage, and now rifles come out from eXtatus. 7-4's AWP for Devil. Kevlar helmets for most players. It looks like Monty should also be able to get one out for his own accord. And the same can be said for alternate attacks. Full sets of utility as well. They just about beat them out on the buyout.
And it's quite insane how continuously eXtatus gets damage and damage and damage in those situations. It hurts the alternate attacks economy a lot, but from now on, you got to start to get a little bit more of a troubling situation. It's a little bit of the great reliable setups from aTTaX where they not consistently do the same. For example, right now we see a quite early aggressive house push, as the Germans seem to feel a little bit more confident in their plays and their entire style. Syrson going in first. And it's a perfect entry on the Questone, opening the gates off the A site and letting his teammates join. As ECFN is coming for the boiler, has no obstacles in his way, and might just find a way to get his team directly on an A site, get that bomb planted, and make it all work, getting yourself to 12 and closer to that tie. And in the end, the victory on Inferno. Unbelievable, but still 60 seconds left.
Up against the first man, ECFN is down. Monty's there backing on with all the utility stores for as much time as he can, but unfortunately the York is traded back by the York. CSM takes Devil back. Monty holding on for as long as he can, but he can't hold off against Hunden. Takes his head off the shoulders. Stefan on the bomb site gets the bomb down. Zeko and Frozen in two very similar positions out here towards the long entrance. Work to be done. 3 players to find. AK and M4 trying to find something in the gap on the smoke, but alternate attacks are not going to give away anything there. They're just going to hold their passive angles, ensure that no one pushes in from the apartments or short, and as a result, Zeko and Frozen will go back towards the B-bomb site. They will hold on to their M4, their AK. Try and save another round here for eXtatus. A 4th round in a row for alternate attacks. We are now down to 4 rounds of lost bonus for eXtatus, and this is kind of starting to run away from them there. They did have an 11 and a 4 half. Since that, they've scored 2. And alternate attacks have really turned this whole thing around. They could be back into contention for the for the map, actually, not the series.
And there's
actually,
the pass.
As a result, eXtatus will take the pause. Tactical in nature.
Yeah, it's very, very understanding right now. But all the stuff they have given away at that point in time, it feels just like you have to. There's no way around it. Because you can't just give away such a strong beginning to then lose it. By choking is kind of the wrong word, I think, because that always sounds very harsh. But by just doing the wrong plays against a team you can beat. aTTaX is a decent team, don't get me wrong, but they're beatable on the side of eXtatus, individually as well as team-wise. But it seems like this is not the A game in the second half we're seeing from eXtatus right now here on Inferno. They gotta deliver it on the next one in case they're really giving this away. Hard to imagine though. In round number 26 is where it matters. Does eXtatus come in with the 14th and get closer to the victory, or does aTTaX do the same but by doing the tie?
We're about to find out here. They have gone in to the next round with a bye. They've forced the issue back by saving the M4 and the AK, so a couple of FAMASas have to come out, slightly weaker weapons, but they should be able to get the job done. eXtatus is going to exhaust all their money reserves to try and force it away from alternate attacks. They pretty desperately need to do so as well. The money is starting to spiral out of control. Alternate attacks have pretty decent stacks in their favour. Speaking of stacks, they're also going to stack up into the B-bomb site. It's only one man to defend as the rotation comes in. Awkward from eXtatus. They're only going to leave just Frozen. 4-man stack on the A-bomb site. Here we go, the push comes out. It's all up to the AK. What we're going to do from here, straight through the smoke. Damage done to 2 players, but not much more than that. The bomb plant will come through. The CTs have rotated, ready and raring to try and retake it. They've got 2 defuse kits, Questone and Monty. Oh, never mind, Questone straight through the smoke. Searson takes him down. They try and spray right back and taking out the Searson. He's ready and waiting. They do cross successfully, but Hunden shuts down Frozen out towards the coffins. It just gets worse and worse from eXtatus at this point. They try and force one out of Epsilon, but Hunden's still back by side second. Zeko does take him back, but he's taken out of the action. Searson doubles down with the AWP, and from here it's all up to them. 1 versus 4. He's saving once again for eXtatus as alternate attacks equalize 13-13. And just like that, Zesh, they are back into the first map of the series.
That's the kind of thing you really don't want to see if you're an eXtatus fan or if you're part of eXtatus, because it feels really, really weird that you're having such a strong lead and you're giving it away like this because you're systematically not getting an understanding of it, how your opponent plays. We also have to point out that there's a guy with 32 frags on the server. Cyruson is going skyrocketing and playing the Hunting German, taking down so many eXtatus players. But in the end, the round before showed us how frustrating it sometimes can be when you lose control of any of the sites. A 5-man retake with 5 opponents on the B side is just not fun with the narrow doorways, excuse me, not the narrow paths this entire B side has. It's just not the best of a position to come back into. With now the 13-13 being the case, eXtatus barely buying up anything, and so comes down to aTTaX to utilize that momentum, and especially a so well-fragging Cyruson to get yourself a victory on your opponent's pick.
That's what the CZ's out though. Oh, I'm gonna get ripped apart. Never mind. S-Fed. 2 simple headshots on the spray. Monty and Neville are down. The A site is almost completely open. They have still got Questone here. Best weapon that eXtatus have in the buy-up is Zeko. Just the scout. No picks going to the favour of any of the pistols. No picks going to the favour of the sniper. That's... I think it's safe to say they've lost this round already here, Sesh, but anything can happen, so let's give them the benefit of the doubt for the moment.
Counter-Strike, right? And
it is Counter-Strike, but it's a very difficult situation to fight back out of this one. And Questone has it all to do here. A CZ and a Dream, 3 players sneaking up. Or is it going to peek with their backs turned? No way, they're actually going to let this work. No, not quite. Yes, no. ECFN does take him back, so in control of the ace, the bomb will go down. The only man closest Frozen. And surely this should be a 14th round for alternate attacks.
And at that point in time, you gotta get yourself together, as it's not much more Germans need to take home where you've been so good on. This is nearly home soil for those guys from aTTaX, excuse me, for those guys of eXtatus, and I just don't know how they could that easily give it away. I mean, you basically have to see it like this. They won 2 rounds during this entire second half, and that is very unfortunate. It's just, you could even call it maybe a little bit sinister, a little bit of unfortunate ways this all went, and so you gotta live with it. Even Zed go dies to the explosion. It's like the cherry on top, you know. It's of the sad part of life, the cherry on top. That you lose even your final player who had the most expensive gun throughout this entire round you just had. So that's how it goes. aTTaX with 2 more, and eXtatus on the brink of going bankrupt. They need this round, otherwise aTTaX should be easily taking this home.
Map point to be reached first by the German squad, and what a way to turn it around after such a disastrous half as well. We were not expecting them to win Inferno at all. And eXtatus have now been forced to bring out the double AWP setup. The first double AWP setup that we've seen this map so far from either team. eXtatus, desperate times do call for desperate measures, I guess, but they have to make it work here. Frozen playing into the B bomb site, Devil out towards A. Frozen's got some backup in the form of Zedco. On that aTTaX, they pushed that one up again, just sort of like their standard default, but they've backed off this time, and they've decided they're going to go towards mid, the bomb on the back of Hunden. Up along the side, Stefan. They'll take their time with this one. They really want to try and find awkward angles. Devil body blocks a good smoke, actually. Could push them into a decent position. Here we go. Flashbang's come over, and now he's ahead of this one into the other side, in through the cubby hole. Does eventually get forced back away thanks to the smoke and the pressure being coming through, and eXtatus 50 seconds left on the push. On their aTTaX, pushed in, but they're taking their time. They're taking this extremely slowly. They can't afford to make a mistake.
If they're not taking their time, it is just 40 more seconds. That aggression that needs to come in so goddamn fast and hot, where Questone, Devil, and Monty all take very defensive holds. Zetko comes around white. And ECFN now finally takes the entry, but jumping down, there's another one coming in. Questone is not able to connect more than a 1. And so the 2 versus 2 is getting themselves in a situation where it's so goddamn important for both. ECFN, a very defensive angle he tries to take with a good headshot. He could get onto Zetko, and there's the timing. Smoke once more fits. Cyrus, he could be the hero, as he has shown us so far throughout this match.
Frozen will be the hero for his side. No.
There you go.
Can only get an awkward dink on ECFN, and ECFN stays alive with 1 HP. A triple kill for him with both those players getting frags per piece on the T side. 15 to 13 now. And alternate aTTaX have claimed map point first for eXtatus. This is definitely not what they were expecting. And now they're down to a 4 spy to try and make this whole thing work. There is a last chance saloon to keep them in contention for this one. It's AKs versus FAMASas, M4s, and UMPs. And they need this round. They're going to go for mostly an A-side stack. They're going to go aggressive towards the apartment to try and catch off any of these players. Avoid the fire from the wallbangers coming in. This is a very difficult round for eXtatus to win here.
As it is right now. They have only a single player back there. It's Frozen, as mentioned. This man, well, he needs to find somehow a way to be that important hero in that round as we're talking about it. Monty taken out, same goes in this situation for all of them. And they're falling apart, Jay. This is Cyrus now getting another. He flicks onto him. This man is right now so badly on fire. 34 frags, 2.0 KDR. I mean, Jamie, there's a German, and I've heard that Big right now looking for a new opera, and Cyrus is performing. It's all a weird circumstance, but getting to it though, first of all, we need to see. I think I speak for you as well. Neither of us believe that this would go in the favor of aTTaX in any situation, right? We're down 4-11. They didn't look 100% promising. Kind of the eXtatus side that even won the anti-eco with the ZZs and Deagles. And then it looked like, okay, case closed. We can just go on the next map. They just did a comeback by the book, by the numbers, beautifully done, really with the spirit of getting back into this. And logically, a single individual by the name of Florian Rische performing at his highest. If he does that again, I think Cobblestone could be like the 2-0 for aTTaX and this is over.
Yeah, that's something I was not factoring in. I was not expecting CSN to go that pam into this match I really was not expecting.
Yeah.
34 frags in one single map, and if he keeps that over towards Cobblestone, then suddenly we're looking at possibly a 2-0 in fact, actually. I think it's a good actual likely predict. If I can change my prediction over, I think it's a good shout that aTTaX will take it 2-0. Cobblestone was the map that they would have a very decent shout towards. I thought that, well, maybe of all the maps that they could have won against eXtatus, Cobblestone is most definitely one of those. It's definitely one of those maps, and its second map is their pick. They are confident enough to pick it, so I think it might be a 2-0 right here, especially with that kind of performance. If CSC keeps that up, then we are running straight through to a very simple series for Dreaded Squad.
And as you're saying, straight through, we're going quickly into a commercial break. We'll just be right back with you on map number 2, as eXtatus as well as aTTaX are fighting for spots to advance in the Hellcase Cup number 7. See you in a bit on Cobblestone.